we've lost a life here. We lost a young Black woman. Who's gonna be held accountable?
Bullying isn't just physical, right?
I mean, I know that we want to talk about getting new booties and we want to talk about, looking better and feeling better and doing better, but nobody's taking care of their seeds.
These kids are coming into school and teachers are just like, what am I supposed to do with this kid?
One mistake can cost you everything.
At what point does the parent step in and do what they need to do?
Kids have got to have a safe space.
Raise your offense. Don't be so offended. Like, oh, you saw she looked at me? She probably wasn't even looking at you.
There is more to life than this materialistic bullshit that y'all seeing.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Pickup Line. So today we are talking about the oldest type of villain there is, a bully.
A bully. A big old bully.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, here in Georgia, we've had some very bad news. A 12-year-old girl, Jada West, has been unalived by a fight.
Yes.
With a bully that she didn't even want to partake in, that she had been complaining to her parents about. Her dad went up to the school to talk to the school about a certain girl bullying her, or a certain group of girls bullying her. And he went up there twice. Obviously nothing was done. They have an altercation. She gets on the bus. To my understanding, the bus driver made a report, called administration.
And that there were kids that got on the bus that don't usually get on that bus, or they get on that bus and they got off on the wrong stop.
They got off at the wrong stop. They got off at Jada's stop.
Right.
But I think that there was confrontation on the bus, and the bus driver called administration, and admin came and got on the bus to try to de-escalate whatever the situation was. And I guess, you know how kids are. They're driving and it gets cool. And then once they get to her stop, they all want to get off.
Yep. And
you hear her in the video saying, I don't know why y'all want to all get off, at the bus stop. And probably her yelling was probably fear and probably like, oh God. And she says, I don't want to fight you.
Right.
And she says, why is it all this noise? Why does it have to be like this? Just for, I guess, something so minor or whatever. To my understanding, the girl that she was fighting was 14.
Yep. She was older than her.
And she's 12. She gets in a fight. I wish I didn't watch the video.
I know. I feel the same way. It's just heartbreaking.
And once she gets in the fight, she falls. She falls backwards, but she falls backwards so bad.
And they're fighting and they're on cement.
You can hear when she falls, somebody scream. And I guess somebody finally ran to get her mother. And at that point, from what they're saying, she was brain dead. And she passed later at the hospital.
Yeah, so she went home. And then she started not feeling well. And then they took her to the hospital. So, anytime you fall back like that and you hit your head and they're fighting on cement is a very dangerous situation, obviously, to be in. I guess the questions for me when I first saw the story was, did the parents know that she was being bullied? And it sounds like the father had gone up to the school and talked to the school about it. Now what we're hearing is just like, who's to blame for this? Because, everyone wants to know, like, how could this have been prevented? Who's going to take responsibility for it? Absolutely. And we're going to talk more about this. Also, we'll talk more about just like bullying in general. But, I do feel like I understand the school saying, well, it wasn't on school grounds, so it's not a responsibility. The parents, feel like it is the school's responsible or someone's responsible for it. And apparently there was an adult at the bus stop. I don't know who that adult was.
But obviously the adult that was at the bus stop wasn't de-escalating the situation.
Yeah.
And that part, I don't know 100%. I don't want to speak on that. But if you see a crowd of kids like they start fighting or get bucked at the bus stop, stop it.
You got to break it up.
Take your child home.
Yeah.
And if it ain't your child, try to figure out, what to do. I understand that a lot of people are blaming the bus driver. And I've looked at several videos and, and looked at people that were in those situations and the bus drivers and stuff. First of all, it's hard to be a teacher because you can't control other people's children. Mm-hmm. It's hard to be a bus driver. Mm-hmm. Because you on that bus and you don't know what's going to pop off on that bus, and you're driving and you've got 50 or 60 lives in your hands.
And nowadays you don't even know what those kids have on the bus. Right. Like I've heard stories about the kids are doing all kinds of stuff on the bus.
And so, in all fairness to the bus driver could have said, hey, you guys, this isn't your stop. Don't get off. Right. And they like, yeah, shit, forget that shit. We getting off. We getting off. We gonna get with it.
Right.
And I want to say this. Can you imagine the parents of the kid that she was fighting? Can you imagine the kid she was fighting? So they expelled some of them from school, and they all getting bad with them as their hand, like taking them out of school, like acting like this is not okay.
No,
I don't know what's happening. Parents, I don't care if you're married or you're single. You've got to get a hold of your children. This is not okay.
It's not. You have to be an example of kindness.
Just not okay.
No, it's not.
Fighting in the streets is not okay. I don't know if we have something on our young kids right now that they're being attacked, but every day in the news, we're listening to stuff happening to our young people. And my thing is, parents, protect your kids. Parents, pay attention to your kids. Parents, be a parent.
Listen to your children.
Be a parent.
You gotta be around as best as you can. And even if you're working,
standing in the middle of the street when they're having a fight, they're not about to have a fight. I mean, they might have to fight me.
Yeah.
And I'm old.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't allow this. And if you're afraid and you're afraid of your own kids, that's a whole nother subject. Mm-hmm. But it's not the bus driver's job. I would have liked to see the bus driver say, hey, y'all sit down.
Right.
Don't get off at this stop. Don't do it. I mean, it's not worth it. Can we just have peace? Can we figure it out? Mm-hmm. But we don't really know the situation. And the unfortunate part about this, they're 12 to 14 years old. Somebody has to take accountability for this.
Somebody does need to take accountability for it.
And accountability for a life is a long time.
It is. But unfortunately, there has to be some sort of consequence. Otherwise, things like this will continue happening.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going to charge the parents of a school shooter for killing all those people, then you need to charge the parents of a bully for bullying people and unaliving them. Mm-hmm. I think the only difference is there wasn't a weapon. And maybe there was a weapon and it was the water bottle. We don't know. Because right now we don't know the cause of death. I believe she slipped into a coma.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be held accountable.
They haven't released the cause of death as of right now. They haven't released it.
You do know that the school bus has a film. Mm-hmm. People were filming it. And that's another thing. Spectators, y'all gonna film this?
It's horrible.
Instead of break it up?
It's horrible. It's like people are so desensitized. Like they don't realize that's a human being in front of them. They're so, like hitting and fighting and being angry and being mean and all that is so common that the kids, there were some kids that were saying to stop. I can't remember the boy's name but for the most part, they're just wanting to be a part of all this drama, all this anger. And it's just so heartbreaking to see that that's where our youth is.
And our Black youth.
Yes.
These are Black girls fighting Black girls. Mm-hmm. This isn't like a racial slur. This isn't a big deal. Didn't nobody smack your mama. It was like back in the day, it was like, don't talk about my mama. You know what I'm saying? It was like a reason.
Right.
This probably wasn't even a reason.
No.
And you have to understand that one of the reasons for bullying is hurt kids hurt kids. Mm-hmm. Hurt kids hurt kids. When you bully somebody, it's because you probably feel like you have the upper hand, or you're hurting in some type of way yourself, or you're not getting something that you may have needed at home.
Or you're jealous. You're jealous of that girl.
Or you're jealous, or you're angry, or you're mad because, maybe she's prettier than you. Maybe she's smarter than you. Maybe she's the new kid on the block.
Or there's a rumor. Or there's a rumor. Right. Or whatever. There's all type of...
But we've lost a life here. We lost a young Black woman. Who's gonna be held accountable? And that was her mother's only child.
Yep.
So, what do we do? Like, we've got young Black guys in Miami that assaulted another 12-year-old young girl. This has to stop. I mean, I know that we want to talk about politics and we want to talk about getting new booties and we want to talk about, looking better and feeling better and doing better, but nobody's taking care of their seeds. Nobody's taking care of their children.
That's right. They don't know where their kids are. And we have lots of ways to keep track of our children. Like
Life
there's
360.
you should know where your kids are.
We just talked about that.
Yeah,
Life 360,
you know where your kids are. And
yes.
And like there's a fine line, and I'm not a huge like disciplinarian as far as like punishment, but there's a fine line between gentle parenting and raising your children to be respectful of other people.
Yeah, I'm not gentle parenting.
I mean,
I'm not, I didn't do that part.
and I think gentle parenting,
I didn't do that part.
But I get, but
concept.
you let your kids have a voice, right?
Yes.
But you don't let your kids have a voice to the point where they're overriding your voice because they're still children.
And you should be able, parents, you should be able to allow your child to ride the school bus. Yeah. She should be able to walk home from the bus without being assaulted or being beat down by, whoever.
That's not, unfortunately, that's not the world we live in though. Cause I got into a fight on the bus before.
Yeah.
It's not riding the school bus is no joke.
My sister did.
You know
too.
what I mean? Especially it just depends on, I don't know if it depends on where you grow up,
okay,
but
let me just say this.
It's not easy.
That happened to my sister. That happened to me. And trust me, like anybody that knows us knows, you mess with one of us, you got to mess with all of us. Like we coming at some point. Mm-hmm. At some point we're coming. We are probably still coming at our age.
But that's the thing is like, you're not ignoring it, right? Like you're coming after them too.
No. What I'm saying is if you come for me, there's going to be a repercussion, mm-hmm. right? We could talk it out. We can talk it out. But we got to understand that, maybe her mama was a bully.
Probably.
Like grown people bully too.
Absolutely.
You still have grown women hating on grown women.
People bully in the offices, at work.
We need to move past that. And we need to find common ground on how to raise our children. You shouldn't have to walk to the bus stop and see your daughter laying on the ground. No, nobody at that scene will ever forget that. Mm-mm. The bully will forever regret it. She will forever regret this one mistake.
Yeah. She
will forever regret this. Her mama will forever regret it because she's listening to a whole lot of tears. And whether they want to act bad and, to everybody, yeah, she deserved it. What? Nobody deserves to be unalive.
No.
Nobody deserves.
And I hope her mother's not saying that. I hope the bully's mom is not saying that. We don't know what her mom is saying,
but what we do know is
horrible.
What we do know is somebody has to be held accountable. There's a life. Somebody has to be held accountable. I don't know what her mom's saying. I'm going to pray for her. I'm going to pray for her mother. I'm going to pray for Jada West. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal for paying for the girl's funeral.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's a heartbreaking story. And what young people need to understand and what parents need to understand is one mistake can cost you everything.
And that's what you have to teach your children. They don't get that. It's like one decision. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so important to instill the values that matter. It's like protect other people, be kind, be honest. Like don't destroy other people's property. Don't steal things. Like because that all leads to bad things.
In the United States, we don't have any bullying laws. Like we don't have laws against bullies.
We don't have laws.
We can say that if you're discriminating against them, if you're talking about their sex or you're talking about some other things, that would fall into place under a completely different category than saying, if you're bullying my child and something happens to my child. You sent me a video today where the little girl has been hit by the same little boy like 4 or 5 times. And the mom is going up to the school to press charges on, was it an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old?
Yeah, they were like 9 years old.
On a 9-year-old because the 9-year-old won't stop hitting her daughter.
Mm-hmm. In the chest, punching the girl in the chest.
And I'm like, I'm not that mother because I'm coming in hot. And I have done it before. I'm coming in hot. Mm-hmm. When Mariah, I'm coming in hot. Like, here's just what's not going to happen. You're not messing with mine and you're not messing with my grandkids. Like,
Right.
that's just not going to happen. It's just,
Right.
it's like, we're just going to take this to the generation.
Right.
Because now you don't know what a kid has in their backpack. You don't know what a kid is going to do. You don't know, like the girl, the lady in the video said today, the kid's parents are bullies and I'm scared. She said, I'm making this video because I'm afraid. The child is a bully and he's bullying my daughter and he's physically bullying her daughter.
Yep. Putting his hands
on her.
And
the parents are bullies and very well connected.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And keeping in mind too, like, bullying isn't just physical, right? Because now that we have the internet, we have all these different social media platforms. Like, there are kids are getting bullied online. They're getting bullied, you know, comments on their posts, and
kids are getting bullied because they feel like they're not a he anymore, they're a she. They're getting bullied because they're pretty. They're getting bullied because they dress different, they look different. And this is the thing, you know, I can't express this anymore. Kids have got to have a safe space. Kids have got to have a place that they can be kids. If you have 12-year-old little girls that are getting assaulted, if you got 12 and 14-year-old girls that are getting beat down and unalive, if you got kids stalking you on this platform or that platform, like I say this, and I say this in the most sincerity, who's checking on our kids?
Yeah.
Do we have time? Are we working too much? Are we like not paying attention? Are we hanging out too much? Like, what is it that you're doing that you're not checking your kids' socials? You didn't know that your daughter was bullying this girl. I'm sure somebody at school told you that your daughter was having an issue with this kid. If the dad went up there twice, right, I'm sure they wrote a report and told you.
I mean, I hope so.
So now the school is saying, it wasn't on our property, it wasn't with us here, we don't have anything to do with that. But I'm sure as time goes on and we get the investigation, they're going to show you that they've reached out to her parents about bullying this child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've the Jada's family has hired attorneys here that they're doing the investigation to find out.
Schools have protocols. Just like the bus driver probably filed a report, but the bus driver can't save him. My stepbrother passed at school breaking up a fight. He had a heart attack. He was a teacher. He had a heart attack breaking up a fight at school, and we lost him. He passed. And, you know, not a lot of teachers are going to be willing to break up a fight nowadays because they're afraid. They have their own families and their own things to do. But we've got to get a hold of our kids' mental health, because at the end of the day, this boils down to your child's mental health. Right.
And I'm sure these kids are coming into school and teachers are just like, what am I supposed to do with this kid? You know, like the parent is like, at what point does the parent step in and do what they need to do? You know, I can only imagine what it's like to be a teacher and have to deal with that. And then you have all this craziness getting thrown at you. And then you're dealing with kids that don't even are trying to figure out their lives.
That are upset because their kids are going to get charged as an adult. When you do wrong, you do wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. This was wrong. This was meant to be like a little childhood playground fight, blah, 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 blah. But y'all fighting on concrete, wasn't no sand, wasn't no grass. When you got on the bus intentionally to fight her, that was premeditated. I mean, come on. There has to be accountability.
There has to be something that happens. I don't know what that something is, but something needs to happen, and there has to be a shift.
More than just getting expelled.
Yeah, there has to be a shift, like across the board.
When they made the new law to charge parents with school shootings, then they need to make a law to charge parents with bullying. If you unalive somebody while you're bullying them, what's the difference? You just didn't shoot them.
And yeah.
What's the difference?
There's not. I mean, she's not here.
And I swear, I know this is, I feel so bad for Jada's family. And I also feel bad for the family of the girl that she was fighting. Because again, I will say this again, her life will never be the same. But young Black men and women, I am telling y'all, get a hold of yourselves. Get a hold of yourselves. Life is not a social media post. There is more to life than this materialistic bullshit that y'all seeing. Respect your mothers. Try to be friends with people. Put yourself in a different circle. If you feel like you don't fit in one circle, go jump in another one.
Yeah.
Play a sport. Fill up your time. Get your education. Do what you need to do so that you're not a statistic.
Right. And you don't need to get validation from everyone around you.
No.
All you need is to know. And it's nice to get that. Don't get me wrong, but you just got to know that you're doing the right thing. You need to know you need to be good with you.
When I hear things like this, it makes me think about, am I listening to my kids? Like, I'm like, I gotta listen to like Gracie said to me the other day, well, don't say that again. You said it like 4 times. I'm not stupid. And I'm like, no, I'm not saying it because I feel like you're stupid. I'm saying it because I want the best. I want you to make sure you did it. I want you to make sure you did it.
Yep.
But we gotta get past this jealousy. We got to get past this bullshit. We got to get past these men. We got to get past the materialism. And we got to figure out how we can help each other grow as a culture. How we can, look at Black women. We are killing it right now. Like even though we've lost some jobs through this whole whatever.
Although the WNBA, they had a big win. But I'm just saying they got a big
win. Cheers.
They got
Let's
a big
go,
win.
girls. All right. Shout out to the WNBA, right? And we got to know that there's gonna always be somebody, and trust me, prettier, thinner, younger, finer, and richer.
Yes. And what I've shared is there's always someone who's struggling too. So you may think I may look at you and be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. She's so little. But there are things about you that you're working on too, that you don't, like we're all working on things. We're all works in progress. All of us.
And there's insecurity in every human being.
Yes, absolutely.
In every human being. I have prided myself saying, I am not a jealous woman. I am the first one to give you a compliment. I'm the first one to be like, oh, your hair is flat. Oh, girl, you look cute. Oh, look at that. Like, I am the first one to be like, she's winning. And I feel like in my heart of hearts, ladies, mothers, parents, if you're in a friend group that's winning, you're winning. If you're in a friend group that has it going on, you got it going on. If you surround yourself with positive people that are doing their things, you can be doing your thing. Because, it's like birds of a feather. We lift each other up. We should be able to help one another and take care of one another.
Yeah.
And we need to teach our young women that they need to do that. We need to teach our young men to respect our women. It is non-negotiable.
So I would say, teach your children to be a friend. Teach your children to be a friend to those around them. And I heard this in church months ago. Raise your offense. So don't be so offended. Oh, you saw she looked at me? She probably wasn't even looking at you. You think somebody's thinking about you. She's probably not even thinking about you.
Or she could be looking at you because she likes something that you're doing, or something that you're wearing, or something that is happening. She could be just, it could just be like, oh, I like your hair, or I really like you have beautiful skin.
But that person's so insecure, they're thinking it's something else. So raise your offense. Don't get offended so quickly. Don't automatically think someone is attacking you or looking at you negatively. Just we become so self-absorbed in some ways that we think that everything is about us.
Her mother said this when it first happened. She said, parents, aren't we supposed to teach our kids to love each other?
Yes.
Where is the love? Where is the love? We're doing this show because we want you guys to understand, where is the love? Did you see Michael B. Jordan hug his mama?
Of course, I saw Michael B. Jordan.
And then he said, in another award show, he said, Mom, thank you for taking me to my acting lessons and my rehearsals or whatever. And we didn't even have any gas. We didn't even have any money. Thank you for taking me.
Yeah.
Come on. The situation you're in now will not be the situation you're in forever.
That's right.
If you're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches now, turn that shit into lobster and make sure you manifest it into something better.
Yeah, and appreciate that peanut butter and jelly.
Yes. Let's get a hold of our children.
Yeah. As a community.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, because we know there are moms that are working, and maybe that's the case, but with the bully's mom, but that's not an excuse. Like, you still have to be present for your children. And, you know, if your kid comes home, your child comes home and they're acting, you know, distant, or they don't want to go to school, or you're seeing all these signs that are not like your child, you got to have a conversation with them and be like,
and
hey, what's going on?
And the school.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. When my daughter was bullied at school, that's the first person I called was the teacher.
Because their kids are spending more time at the school than they are with you.
Yes. First place I called was the teacher. But let your child know that, you know, talking to you is okay. You can't be too busy. You can't be too busy. And I'm speaking from experience, y'all. Like, you cannot be too busy for your kids that they feel like they can't come and talk to you.
And you know, it's okay to apologize
to your children,
to whoever, to your friends. If you're having a disagreement with your friends, it's okay to try to talk it out.
Yes.
It's okay to try to resolve it. It's okay to try to, you know, figure it out. Maybe the parents need to talk. Maybe we have a mediator that's a teacher or a principal or somebody on the administration that is willing to help both parties talk it out. Because kids have a lot of trauma. Kids have a lot of things that are going on in their lives and in their homes that they don't want to tell, that is behind the scenes. So maybe they need to talk it out, figure it out, you know, put yourself in another fishbowl. Like, right, if you don't like the bowl you swimming in, go jump into another one. Go figure out things that make you happy. You know, tell yourself 3 good things about yourself every single day. Every single day.
Put it on your mirror. 3
good things about yourself every single day. And if you have a best friend, tell your best friend something good about them. Because what this tells me is hurt people hurt people.
And that goes for parents and children.
Exactly.
So everything you just said isn't just for the child. That is for the parents too. That's great advice for parents, because then you're modeling that behavior and your children will see you modeling that behavior, and their children are most likely to do what they see you do, not what you say.
And there's no perfect parent. There's no perfect friend. There's no perfect person. And we're not sitting here talking to people because we are perfect parents, because believe me, we make mistakes.
Lots.
But if you can avoid a situation like this by talking and keeping the peace, do it. Do it.